And yeah, I'll be controlling it with this.
Okay.
It just switches back and forth between the two different shit.
That's pretty sick. Hell yeah.
Yeah, a little production. So, Chris V, welcome to the podcast.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. I don't know.
We're live.
We're live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now I just like to get started right away.
All right.
Yeah. So, one thing I want to talk to you is like, you take amazing pictures, like, and I worked with you during the Versa Loco video because I've seen your stuff, but never seen you like in action or whatever.
Yeah.
And then also worked with you at the OT Woo, the random photo shoot.
The random video shoot. Yeah, that's when we first started getting started with doing music videos. I think that was pretty cool, man. We kind of got the transition going. I still only do photos, but little by little, I kind of want to reach out and do video eventually.
Yeah, how come you never done video?
I don't know. The first camera I ever got didn't do video. So when I first started doing photography, I only practiced on that. And I've been doing Photoshop and stuff for a long time. So just video wasn't in my cards just yet until recently when people started asking for more and more video.
Yeah.
I think it's just become a thing now.
I think social media, like, you go on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, it's always videos now. I feel like I read a report that Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, they wanted to make it like almost videos only because videos keep people more on the platform than pictures, and it kind of sucks because Instagram started as a picture, like only pictures, and it was like a photographer's thing, but now it's becoming more reels and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, I think it just allows people to get more content out there and more like details within what they're doing and stuff like that. Because a photo of something is cool, but having both the photos and video gives you a lot more information. So it's pretty cool.
And then you you have a very, what do you call it, like attention to detail, like, because I remember from the OT Woo, you told me like, because I did a scene where it was like overexposed or something. You're like, hey, how come you or didn't try to match it or something? And that stuck in my head ever since then. And now like that one, I was still, I'm new to making videos too. Like I've only been making like music videos for probably like a year, early 2020.
Yeah,
was my first music video. So like I've been learning as I go. But like ever since that day, like I try to focus on keeping it consistent. Trying to do different things. Just because like you told me that shit. And, I know you took some like photo classes, right? At like a college or something.
Yes, I actually started doing photography, I believe, back in middle school, but I never stayed attached to it. In high school, I never got the classes, so I waited until I got to COD. But they had only black and white, film photography, which was really cool because it gives me back to the basics. I get to learn a little bit about the history. I let to learn about the cameras and about the film itself. And then digital was such a big thing, especially nowadays, everything's going more digital. But as far as like attention to detail, man, I don't know. I just see something and I want to capture that and I want to make it as close as I can to that. So when I do, my photography, I kind of want to make sure that it's the best form of it when I put it out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool.
Do you still do like the street photography stuff?
Yeah. Obviously, because of COVID and everything like that, we weren't able to go out as much anymore. So I kind of did miss it. But little by little, I'm trying to get back into it. I use my little Sony A6000. I just go out to the street and just take a couple pictures of people on the street. It's pretty cool. I know a lot of people get nervous because they're like, man, how do you just walk up to people and take their photo?
How do you do that? Like, how do you like? Do you ask for permission? Do you just start shooting? Like, how does that work? Because I've done some like street stuff, but it's always like I try not to get people. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking for sure. Because, you don't want to disturb anybody. You also don't want to offend anybody. But, you see something and you really want to capture it. You know that would make a really good photo in your eyes. So you would just go for it. You either do it and then you tell them thank you, or you give a smile. As long as you're not interrupting anything or disrupting, you're good. And most people won't even say anything, especially nowadays that there's so much, video and photography out. Everybody has their phones out and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like now it's like people, they see a camera, they get excited. Oh,
Yeah.
what are they doing? They're vlogging or something.
Yeah.
I always see that.
What are you part of? What are you doing? You got YouTube?
It's always that. Have you ever thought of doing like YouTube or anything?
I did. I did think about it sometimes, but like I said, it's like a different realm. I mean, even working with you, working with other people like AR Studios, and I have another friend that I work with closely now that he does a lot of video, and it's just a whole different world. And I've focused so much on photography, so I kind of know already the around where I want to be at with that. So video is something that I do want to kind of jump into, eventually.
I feel like the transition from picture to video is easier.
Yeah.
Because you already know lighting. Lighting's number one. Not lighting, composition, like all that stuff. And I feel like, especially if you come from film, like actually shooting with film.
Yeah.
Like, like the ins and outs. That's how, what's his name? Danny Hastings.
Oh yeah.
He went he was a photographer, like 90s, or all doing all the hip hop stuff, and then he started directing videos. And he literally, in an interview, I was reading, because before I met him, I was like doing research and shit, and he's like, oh yeah, like I transitioned because if you know how to take a good picture, you know how to make a video. That's basically what he said.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I know. I've had a few chances to talk with him, and but I really wanted to get down to where he was at with that, because I do enjoy that stuff for sure, especially, putting all the media together, video and photo, but with also film. Film is amazing because you get to really work with the photos then, and you also don't know what you're gonna get until you develop those films. Oh, so really? It's like, man, like hopefully, because I've been in situations where I shot a whole summer with the camera, and when I went to go develop the film, they were all blanks because the shutter was stuck in between every photo. So I didn't know that. I can hear it go off, but I didn't know.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Like, so many good shots, and I got all ruined.
I've never worked with film, to be honest. Besides like Kodak cameras from fucking the little like instant cameras from the back in the day ones, you had to develop them at like fucking Walgreens or whatever. Yeah, but they have those instant ones that print them out. That's like as far as I got with that, but not like doing that kind of shit. I always thought that was cool. Like going in the, what is it, black room, or what was it called? Green room?
Dark room.
Dark room.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there's nothing really in the Coachella Valley to help with developing photos. There might be a few independent people, but as far as I know, Johnson Photo right here used to do it, and the only other way to do it is for you to develop it at home, but you do have to invest in the equipment. Like,
how much is the equipment? That's expensive stuff.
Developing the film itself is fine. The hard part would be buying the enlarger and able to make the prints happen, because then you do need a dark room. You do need the chemicals to develop the photo on the paper and stuff like that.
That's crazy. And I think the grip and lighting in Palm Springs does develop. I think they have a dark room or something. Or
they do have a little area where you can develop your film, but I'm not sure if they have a dark room specific for enlarging photos like that. But other than that, you're gonna have to go out of town for sure, and literally a roll is like expensive to develop every single time. So shooting film is a good investment. It's just that you got to work hard on that one.
Yeah, I've only worked with digital, to be honest. Like I said, so for me, like digital is like you just take a shot, you take 1,000 pictures, you'll get a couple good ones, and then for me, I hate editing photos, bro. Like,
oh man,
I just can't do it. Like for me, I could sit down and edit videos all day, but a picture, like, I watch tutorials, like trying to learn on YouTube and do all this, but for some reason, like I just can't get into it. Yeah,
man. Recently too, I've been getting like some jobs. I'm doing editing for a friend in LA, and so we were grinding like crazy trying to get these photos out for a deadline, and it's pretty stressful. And I'm only doing like the skin editing and he does the color correction, and it's just like it still took us like 4 days to do this. It was only like 200 photos, and you're like, wow. You're like, and then you sit there all day. You're just like editing. But that's just, you know, part of the job, you know. And it's so funny because people don't ever really think about it. They just think, oh, you just take a picture.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like, or they ask like why you charge a certain price for certain things, or I'll charge you this for a photo shoot. But then it's like, oh, why? It's only going to take you 20, 30 minutes to do those pictures. Yeah. But it's going to take me like 3-4 hours late or longer to go through the photos, edit the photos, the setup you have, you know, like lights and the backdrops. And you do a lot of stuff with backdrops, right? With like, I seen you do a lot of picture.
Yeah, so I'm more on the portrait side of photography. I do work with, you know, models, a lot of girls that do music videos and they need stuff for their portfolios, you know, and it's just kind of growing like that. And I wanted to be in that section anyways, but sometimes I lean towards different, you know, types of photography, like fashion or glamour. But as far as it goes, portraits are my, you know, what I really like to do.
Is that just something that just came across, or over time? Like, how did that?
Yeah, actually, when I was younger, I was really into body art. But as I continued, I would take photos of my body art, and then after that, I was like, you know what? I just fell in love with taking pictures. It was just something that took off, and taking pictures of, especially like, you know, a lot of people. It's cool because then you start to develop this type of way to speak to people. So it's really cool. And then, you know, you just develop from there, and then, you know, you start to network with people, you start meeting people.
Yeah, because every session you're talking to, interacting with them. I'm pretty sure you build relationships, friendships, like they get invited to events because you've done photo shoots. Like, it's the more you work with people, the better. That's also something I learned. I try to, like, whatever I can, you know, collaborate with somebody, make a video or a podcast and stuff. And it's like just taking that time with somebody, and then next time you see them, you have that connection. It's like, oh shit, we did that photo shoot or whatever. Yeah,
man, you just gotta be able to, you know, stick out. You know, you can't be too shy, but you also can't be too loud. You gotta be right in the middle where you're able to talk to people, you know, get to know them, and then you start developing a relationship. And obviously, you know, depends on who that person is, you go in that way. You know, like, for example, I took my camera to a fashion shoot in Palm Springs. Met a connection there. You know, she ended up being very well known in Los Angeles, and then I ended up working with her personally. And then she was able to help me do something exclusive with Too Short. She personally is a model for Guess and stuff like that. So you just never know who you're going to run into. And it's really cool. It's really, really cool. I love it.
And you got to, through those connections too, you were invited to go shoot Coachella, right? Like backstage, and you posted pictures of J Balvin and all kinds of celebrities.
Yeah,
like, that shit was bad. I remember when you were posting that shit.
Yeah, 2019. Man. That was the last Coachella there ever was. I think 2019, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just kind of cool. I mean, I made friends, and then I started taking pictures a lot more of Ocho Ojos, and Ocho Ojos became, you know, really good friends after a while.
The local band, right?
A local band, here in Coachella. They play like a lot of psychedelic cumbia, and so they were offered, you know, a spot at Coachella, and they were like, "Hey, Chris, we just all spoke together. We want to see if you want to shoot Coachella for us." We're like, yeah. I'm like, hell yeah.
I might have some free time.
You know what I mean? I guess, you know, I guess I can do it. But yeah, man. And it was so cool. And then I got into there. I took my camera in. And the good thing was, you know, you just got to pretend like you know what you're doing. And you got to pretend like you belong there.
Yeah.
In order to get to places. I mean, I was all over the place, you know, this backstage, you know, whenever I got a chance. And it just so happens I fell in the right, you know, time. So I got there when J Balvin was getting on and getting off, and, you know, I took his photo and he posed for me, and it was cool, you know, Bad Bunny, you know, sneaking into the photographer's pit. That one was cool.
Oh, yeah, you did that too?
I snuck into the photographer's pit.
Because, like at the stages or what?
Yeah, because so at Coachella, they give you a specific sticker for the band that you're there for. And so I just kind of, like I said, I would just pretend like I belonged everywhere. And so I walked in, and instead of going to VIP, I went into the photographer's pit when Bad Bunny was performing.
Oh, shit.
So I just started taking pictures as much as I can until I got kicked out. But luckily, no one even said anything to me.
What they tell you, they just told you to leave it.
Yeah.
What's your badge?
Yeah, I had 2 of those incidents that weekend where they're like, who are you? Why are you taking photos or something? I'm like, I'm just here documenting everything.
Were you starstruck with anybody specific, or because you've done other concerts as well? Like, is any like anybody that you were like you couldn't believe at the place you were at? You know, like that's fucking badass. Bad Bunny and all these dudes.
Yeah, I honestly, since J Balvin and Bad Bunny were very just like popped off that year like crazy.
Yeah, I
was so happy that I was able to take pictures within that time frame, and just even if it's a few, at least I have the story that I was there. But other than that, I mean, that whole situation got me like into other parts of Coachella, where like I did get to meet Kanye West, Wiz Khalifa, it was what was his name? ASAP Rocky, Kid Cudi. It was so cool. I was dope.
You didn't get to take pictures there?
No, it was too dark, and I didn't want to bombard him with the flash. Like I'm the only one taking photos. If it was one or more people, I would have probably done it.
Yeah, that's bad, bro.
Yeah.
And have you done any since Coachella? Have you done any other concerts? I know there hasn't been many concerts because of COVID, but have you done anything?
I have not actually. COVID, as far as I know, did hit a lot of people in a weird way. So I've kind of fell off a little bit when it comes to concerts. I did do like individual portraits and stuff like that. So a lot of people did hit me up for that throughout the couple months after it started.
Are you were you planning on going to Coachella 2020?
I was.
Do you already have like plans for that?
Yeah. So I was gonna work, and then I had a friend actually tell me that they had put me back on the list for the next year, and so they were trying to get me back to go take photos, but stuff happened.
Well, they kind of confirmed 2022 already, so finally he's gonna come back. They're gonna have Swedish House Mafia just announced they're gonna come back as I don't know if it's a headliner or they just got confirmed at a reunion. Frank Ocean dropped out, so I don't know if that's gonna be the headliner or there's gonna be a new one. So I don't know.
Man, I didn't even know Swedish House Mafia was even doing it anymore. But that's cool. And then, but yeah, I haven't really, how the lineup comes out, and then sometimes they change it up, and then you honestly don't even know where you're getting until like the month of Coachella for sure. Yeah,
well, the first week of January is when they drop the lineup, the official lineup. But then like 2 weeks before, you'll get like 5 artists added and a couple drop. Shit always happens. So like a surprise, surprise something. Yeah. I mean, last time Kanye got added like 2-3 weeks before the event, they're like, Sunday service. No one knew what that was and shit.
Yeah, no one even knew. No one knew anything. I was told after the service that I was able to go and take photos, and I should have went.
Oh, damn.
That would have been a really cool one, because people were bugging out over there for sure. They're going crazy. It
was cool, but they were like an hour late, so it was supposed to be at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
They didn't open the gates till like 9 a.m. Then Kanye didn't perform till like 11. So when he started performing, it was like 11, 12. So the sun was fucking hot, bro. Everybody got burned. And then I ended up leaving the festival like at 1 a.m. the night before. And I woke up super early just to go to the 9 a.m. thing. So like the whole time fucking just losing sleep. And it was crazy. But it was cool. Like,
yeah,
it was like church and his songs mixed with like church shit, the gospel shit he's been doing. So that was insane. But yeah, that's it. It gets you excited because Coachella's coming back. So there's going to be some crazy stuff. 2-year, like, delayed 2 years out of Coachella. I feel like Coachella has to do something amazing. I feel they're gonna do something badass. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what, but they have to like make up for that time.
Definitely, I think so for sure. It's cool because like the valley turns into a whole different thing for sure. They have not only Coachella, but they have everything else going on around it.
Yeah.
After parties, secret parties,
Pool parties, event, DJs playing on Palm Springs.
You have to get on the specific list, little special guest list that only so and so knows what's up, But it's so much cool and so much networking that people can do, especially for all the content creators out here in the Valley. This is when it's time for you to, branch out and network for sure.
Yeah, it's the Super Bowl weekend type shit. It's like the Super Bowl of music, and it happens here in our fucking backyard, bro. Like,
yeah. It's just funny because every time someone's like, "Oh, where you from?" Coachella. Wait, what? That's a place? And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's not just a music event, And it's like they always just think it's a music festival, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I live like literally down the street from Coachella Fest.
Yeah, that's how you describe it. It's like, where do you live? Oh, I live in India, and they don't know. You gotta either mention Coachella or Palm Springs is like the two things. And they're usually like, oh yeah, I know where that's at. I saw Kim was fucking in Palm Springs.
Yeah, dude. Everybody always has to mention that they saw someone in Palm Springs for sure.
Yeah, it's an interesting place, and I still, you were talking about content creators. I feel like there's still not enough content creators here. I feel like it's still kind of like not as big as it should be because I don't know. What is your opinion about that?
I understand. There is like a lot of, you can be discouraged real fast out here, especially because it doesn't move like Los Angeles or other big cities. It doesn't move out here like that. So you have to be specific to what you're doing, in order to keep working throughout the year. There's all these events. For like what I did, I just stuck with the band that I felt and knew that was going to be successful. And, I just continued to be their photographer. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to take pictures of them because you just never know. And, you just have to keep pushing. And that's all it is. And, sometimes, like I said, content creators get discouraged because they're like, man, there's nothing to do out here. There's no work. There's not many people doing anything, but, you could find something for sure.
Yeah, I think the pandemic encouraged more people to start doing shit. Well, it kind of forced, you were at home, you had to figure something out. One thing, TikTok, I feel like TikTok encouraged more people to start branching themselves out. I feel like Instagram and Facebook, these older social medias, like, of course it was fun when it first started, but then it's like your parents and your tias are coming on the platforms. And then even though you just shouldn't care what people think, you're always like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't post that. Like, I've reserved a bunch. I used to do some crazy shit on my stories, and I'm like, I have family and shit that watches my stuff, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't post that on my story. Yeah. But then TikTok, I feel like TikTok is so random, and people just became more wild skits or try to be funny, or some people do like fashion or photography stuff, and people just got more creative, and it kind of opened that up. That's the way I look at it for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, I personally don't have a TikTok.
I was going to ask you.
And I know I see it, and I see a lot of potential in it, and I see it. I honestly, at first, people assume something about TikTok, like, oh, it's just people dancing or something like that. But then you get into the like other
niches
parts of
or
it.
whatever,
Yeah, like I do have friends that mention to me like, dude, why don't you get on TikTok? You can do like, oh, I took these photos photography thing.
Oh, dude, your shit blow up, bro. You have so many amazing pictures. Like, you have pictures of the biggest artists in the world. Like, Bad Bunny's the big, maybe top 3, top 5 biggest artists in the world. Like, that food just blew, like you say, he blew up in the last 2 years like crazy. And then you took pictures of that food. Like, you just be like, oh, a lot of people do those, like, sing 27 songs or 27 pictures to this song.
Oh, yeah.
Or like shit like that. Like, people are always sharing their photos, and you have amazing pictures. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know. I wish I would get into more artists. I have done like portraits and photos for local artists, like rappers and stuff like that. But that's what you gotta do. You gotta continue to even do the small things and the big things, because no matter how much you do, like, you got to keep working.
And you learn.
Always creating.
Everything is a learning. Every session you learn something, or something goes wrong, or you fix something, or you did something with lighting, and then fucking a year later, that's every little thing you remember. Like, oh shit, let me set it up like this. I remember the one time this shit was off. Let me fix this. And it's like you only could practice and get better every time. The more you do it, the more you do it. And it doesn't matter because you'll take great pictures whether it's a big artist or a local artist or a model, whatever, or a street person. And I think you should just post it all, you know, like not just the artists, but just like those badass portraits that you do. The people like the one you were showing me, like the Mexican style, or was it in Mexico, or you did like some shit like that?
Well, as far as my content goes, I really debate a lot whether or not I should post more different varieties of photos, because obviously when you start posting on Instagram, people want you for that specific thing.
Yeah.
You know, if I start posting like maternity photos and baby photos, people are going to start hiring me for all that stuff. But that's not,
you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, that's not the way I want it to go with my photography. I really enjoy taking pictures of people, but I also wanted to get more into that
the art,
niche. Yeah,
the content creating world.
Yeah. I do like taking pictures of, you know, beautiful models, you know, artists, street. So like, you know, I don't really do a lot of lifestyle stuff or nature stuff, but that's why it's hard to kind of like determine whether or not, you know, to mix them all together on my
page. Post it, yeah. You're trying to keep it flow. So if somebody goes to your page, they don't know who you are, and they're like, okay, like, oh, cool, he takes pictures of portraits and doing all these cool like artsy things. Like, that's true. That makes sense.
And a lot of people will tell me that too, man. They're like, oh, I didn't think that you took those type of photos. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, I just think that you take pictures of, you know, models. And I was like, no, I do. I mean, I'm a photographer. I take pictures of everything. But my specific, what I wanted to be known for was that type of photography.
Yeah.
You know, like most of my pictures are beautiful women that I have on there, you know, models, people who are becoming like, you know, want to put that full time into modeling, or just have themselves, you know, make themselves feel good.
Yeah.
You know, the photos make, you know, everybody feel good about themselves and everything.
Yeah, no, I think having a portfolio definitely, maybe, do you have a website?
I do not. There's something I'm working on for sure. Because
you could have that kind of stuff on your website. Maybe you don't want to promote it, but at least like so people could see that you've done different types. That's something too. I don't have a website. I've been thinking about making one for so long, but I don't know, like, because all this is kind of like a hobby, but I want to turn it into like more of a full-time thing. That's like where I'm kind of there right now.
Oh man, yeah. That's
like the goal.
That's the goal for everybody. A lot of people. Yeah. Like, do what you love and get paid for it, right? Yeah, man. Like, luckily, you know, over here in the Valley, like I said, for sure, it's kind of like a little bit difficult for you to, I feel like, to make a huge, like, you know, living with just only media, and specifically if I'm only doing photography. I need to do video too in order for me to, you know, be more successful, I believe. And, you know, and we're only 2 hours away from Los Angeles, which I feel like has been a big influence on my work a lot, because I've also worked out there before. And, you know, the person I've been working with out in Los Angeles has been teaching me, you know, about video, and has been putting me in situations where, you know, now I know that you can make it as a full-time photographer, videographer. Mm-hmm. Or media or content creator.
Yeah, that's good that you mentioned that, because yeah, we're in a small valley or whatever, not a lot of action like you said here, but we live so close to where the action is. Like Hollywood, LA, that's mainstream, that's the number one shit. You also have San Diego, Orange County. There's like so much shit around us. Vegas, 3 hours away, there's a lot of action there too. So it's like, we don't live, I always tell people, it's like, we don't live in fucking Wyoming or North Dakota, where it's like, you're stuck, but it's like, you gotta take pictures of horses at that point. It's
like, dude, I wouldn't even know what to do, man. I was like, man, I went to some cities around the U.S. and I'm just like, man, I don't know how anybody could live here. They wouldn't even know how to do nothing with my photography there, you know. But I would have to learn how to, you know, do some nature stuff for sure.
Nature stuff, I've never really... Nature, I went to a national park 2018. I think it was 2018. I just took my camera and I was just taking pictures of, like, it was Yosemite. It was just like the big trees. It looks fucking sick. I've never really done that because I don't do a lot of traveling. I don't go hiking as much like other people, but I've done it. Like if it's like you take some crazy shit because like the nature just parallels and like the freaking badass trees.
Oh,
and,
dude.
I took some pictures of the mountains here when they were snowed out, and I like how that shit came out too. But I don't know if I have the passion to just do a lot of that. It's just something to try once in a while.
Yeah, I feel like no one's ever gonna buy my tree pphoto and put it in their house, But,
hey, there's fools that make a living doing that type of stuff. I don't know.
There's
connection.
Like anything else in the world, I guess you gotta shoot your shot. You gotta, if you put it out there, someone's gonna like it. You know what I mean? Whether they pay $5 or $5,000 for it, it's. You could put it out there and people will, eventually look at it.
Like a digital art, have you ever do you know about NFTs? Like the non-fungible tokens? Because you can make pictures into that too.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's pretty like diverse for sure in our media. But yeah, like I said, I mean, you have like amazing photographers like Ansel Adams that did stuff like nature, Yosemite, Idlewild, and stuff like that, and especially because a lot of us don't get to see that all the time. Like we live in the desert. It's dry. It's hot. Anywhere that has like big green trees and fucking fresh air, we're like, let's take some pictures because we want to take this shit home.
It gets to the same shit. I haven't seen any like photographers here doing like desert. Like strictly just desert fucking pictures. Like that'd be cool. Like something different, just like nature stuff, but like focus on desert themes like that fucking browns and stuff. Like I feel like they could create some great photographs here. Even just or maybe just that whole ecosystem, like Salton Sea, fucking up the mountains in Palm Springs, like the hiking trails, the waterfall over there in Palm Springs. Like I feel like someone could do that and make a cool portfolio just on nature. I don't know to make money, but for fun, that should be nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, we have a lot of really fucking beautiful spots out here. You have the Coachella Valley Preserve. You have the waterfall. You have, I know it's kind of really cliche now in the valley, but you got the windmills.
It's cliche for us, though, but it's like people think it's fucking cool. Like, everyone's like, oh, the windmills. Or like, I seen that shit on the movie, or I saw pictures, but for us, it's like we drive by every day.
Yeah.
It's for us, is whatever. But for other people, their thing is awesome,
I understand. I know, and it's just like everybody here in the valley has for sure done something there at the window. For sure done something there. And I'm just like,
I've never shot a music video. I want to do that shit there.
Oh, that'd be kind of crazy, huh? Yeah.
It's just something that...
Sure. Now you got to... Right now would be a perfect time because in the summer, we're done. We can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
What happened when we did the Verso video? It was hot as shit out there, bro.
Oh, my God. It was so
like
hot.
125 degrees, something like that. And we're hiking mountains.
Yeah, that shit was fucking hot. Yeah. I remember we were all sweating. Like half of the people there caught COVID that one time.
Dude, I got
COVID too.
Yeah, me and you were part of that.
Yeah,
and it was really weird because I did keep a mask on, and it was just kind of like, I think it was just towards wearing out our bodies, bro. We were out there for almost 6-7 hours, right?
Yeah,
filming.
There was a lot of people.
125 degrees, and there was a good amount of people, but we never been through a pandemic like this before, so we didn't know what to do.
Yeah, no, it was also like, it was cool to do something because at that time it was like we just had gone through a few months of doing nothing. It was just sitting at home or just like you said, nothing going on. So that was cool. Like we all got to go and practice and fucking do some cool shit, some cholo shit.
Man, I know, doing some crazy shit out in the desert, build some cultura, and it's cool. Like we get to bring that out to the people, bringing up more artists, and not only is it from that artist, there's another artist in there from Texas, and then there's all of us that are working on the video itself, and the behind the scenes photos, and it takes a lot of work, and it was a lot of people, and it was good. It was cool for all of us to get out and do something different.
Yeah, and that was we haven't done. We should do something soon. I'll hit you up for. I'm gonna have a music video coming up soon. If you're free, if you just want to come hang out and do whatever,
yeah,
I'm gonna let you know. I'm still waiting on the date. Should be a good one. The production should be good on that one. They have a good budget, so yeah, those are the good ones.
All right. I know, man. I've been practicing my video, bro. But yeah, man. It's just being in that hip hop world, and you grew up in that hip hop, or even the all the the culture that we're doing. We have all the Latino music videos that you've been doing, so it's pretty cool to bring everything out.
Yeah, it's I feel like we're in a good time. Like right now, things are still kind of bad, worldwide. We're still not out of it, but it feels like things are kind of like we're going back to the normal. Slowly but surely we're getting back to normal. Hopefully, end of the year's good. Next year doesn't get crazy. We got Coachella and everything. Just ride the waves in there, but. Staying busy.
I just think it's gonna be good. I think that for sure next year, we've been through it already for almost 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
And I know it was tough in the beginning, but we do have to continue with life, I guess.
Do you have any like events and stuff planned out for later this year that you're booked for or looking forward to?
Well, actually, a lot of the events I'm doing is I work for them. I work for a merchandising company, but I definitely want to get my foot in the door for video and media for concerts. I do kind of a little low key go and talk to the media team, and I'm like, hey, how'd you get in here? And so they're like, oh,
Rolling Loud. You should hit up. Have you submitted for that?
Oh, I didn't.
Because I think you still have time. It's a few months out. It's in December, so and it's in San Bernardino. It's not in LA anymore.
For Rolling Loud, I know, right?
You should probably just email them, send them your portfolio, and then a lot of times they do accept because they want people just fucking create content, take pictures, and maybe if you know some people that are gonna be working, maybe you could get that connect. But
yeah, you
should hit them out. I think because you're talking about hip hop, that's literally a hip hop festival.
Oh,
you like that kind of shit.
I know, and there's like a big one coming up in Vegas in November called Day in Vegas.
Oh, that one looks sick too.
Yeah, it's like Kendrick Lamar's headlining. But there's a good amount, like Desert Days is coming up as well, and it's just like to getting your foot in the door for sure is something that you should do, and like I said, pretend like you belong.
Yeah, you guys shoot your shot, bro. Yeah. Just email all those festivals. 2018, I think I sent some shit. I got Coachella denied me. I was like, fucking, I wasn't really making shit back then. That was like 2018, and they're like, oh, we got too many or some shit. I was like, bitches. But I was 2020. I was gonna get some access to be able to take my camera backstage. I was talking to somebody because I make Coachella videos, so I got to connect through there, and it was closed. Like they're like, so I bought tickets because I was gonna go either way, whether just for fun. I love Coachella, so that guy's like, I helped him out with like something Coachella related. I met a guy who designs the boxes. He does.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He hit me up, and because he saw one of my videos where I reviewed the box and shit, and he's like, he hit me up. He's like, just like, oh, what do you think about this? We just on email, we were talking for a long time, and then I helped him to just I was like, let me run some polls, and I went on the Coachella Reddit, on Instagram, Twitter, and I ran polls like, what do you guys want to see in the boxes? And I sent them all the info. I sent them all the screenshots of like what people voted and shit, and then. Then like a month later, right before the festival, he's like, oh, have you bought a ticket? And I'm like, yeah, I already bought them. Because I bought the pre-sale like 2019 or whatever. And then I sent him he's like, just send me your order number, and I'm going to get you an upgraded like backstage some pass and shit. But then Coachella never happened, so that shit was
man. Hey, get back up in the email and be like, yo, so what's up with this
year?
So you know about this year or what?
Yeah, no, it's
dude, yeah.
Shit, it just happened. That's what I mean, is you just got to email people. You never know.
You gotta push, man. Yeah, and when you're there, don't hesitate to do everything, and take video, because you never know. You're literally the only one doing what you're doing. If you're backstage taking video and you're looking around, there's nobody there, just take a video, because they're gonna use it. Someone's gonna use it. And then you also never know who's gonna walk past you.
Yeah,
you never know who's gonna.
Or they're like, "Oh shit, send me here's my email, send me this," or like, kind of get a copy of this. Now it's for me, I'm a little bit shy when I'm like at first, you know, like I don't know. I try not to bother people. I try to stay back from getting in the corner, start taking pictures and videos. But then when I get comfortable, then it's like better. But for I don't know. I have like a little nervousness.
It happens. Yeah, I get it. I get it too. You know, on certain occasions, but. You know, I'm a big guy, so I don't want to block nobody from nothing. Or, you know, like if I'm doing a wedding, I gotta stand in the middle of the aisle, and everybody, you know, I just keep in the back of my head, I'm thinking like they're gonna be like, "Man, get out the way" or something.
Yeah,
I'm here to take the photos and pictures. I'm making memories, and I'm here for people. You know.
Yeah, and they're gonna see this shit. You know.
Yeah, and it's cool. You know, like I was mentioning earlier about how I talked to that girl and then she hired me to go do a video. Photos for Too Short. That one was my biggest starstruck so far.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, Too Short. I used to bump fucking Too Short in the lowrider in high school. Just fucking going. Too Short was the shit, man. And I thought you would think you're never gonna fucking meet these people. Like you're never gonna fucking do anything to get near them or anything. And you just never know. And I got to take pictures of Too Short. Talk to his publicist and talk to him and everything. Like
that's crazy,
dude. Like you're just like, oh man, you're all like, shh. I can't believe I'm like I did this shit, and it's cool, you know. Yeah,
it's the opportunities are here. Like you said, we live close to the centerpiece of everything. So yeah, bro. So where people, thank you for taking your time.
Yeah, man. Of course,
we'll do another podcast, but I definitely want to work with you more. More events and stuff. I'll hit you up when we're doing something, just in case you have time. And then where could people find you on social media and everything?
ChrisV.photography is my Instagram. It's the only platform I kind of really use. I do have a Facebook, but I don't really use it as much. But Instagram is where I'm at.
Your business.
That's where I'm at right there until I make my website for sure. You know, and then you can catch me on there. But maybe eventually make a TikTok. I'm not sure. You know, 25 photos here, 27 photos.
Nah, the TikTok, I'm telling you, bro, you'll do some pretty good numbers in that. And then you might even get hired from that or make connections or someone hit you up and say, hey, take a picture. Oh, you took a picture of them. What's your rate? Or could you come do this or cover this?
It's flowing so much. It's flowing. And I just didn't jump on the train. You know, I got on Vine late, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they shut it down. You're like, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you. I thank you for having me on your show today, and I'm looking forward to working with you and see what's up with the future.
Yeah, for sure. No, we'll definitely do more, and we'll do more podcasts once I set up my new studio. I know this is because we're ending soon, so I just had to have you before I let. I know it's like I remember you came in one time. You were at the food park, and I was like, "Fuck, I gotta get this food on."
I know I popped in, and I was like, "Well, what's going on here?" It's nice setup and shit. But yeah.
All right, bro. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you.